Hi, Achim here from InnerSpace Explorers. Today we talk about the spool and how to lock it in place so it doesn't unwind. Reason is that I see a lot of people struggle, a lot of people ask me how I do this, and I see basically in every class I'm teaching somebody pulling out a spool of the pocket and the spool falls down because it opened. Before I get into the topic, please hit the like button if you like my content, and if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's talk about the spool. So here's basically the setup we have. We have the spool with the loop at the end and the small loop to be able to get it back off once it's tied somewhere. And the problem is how to lock the spool. So the first thing I see is people having too much line or not enough line on the spool. So when you look at this one, you actually realize that the holes are filled like halfway. So when you buy them, normally they are full. But if they are full, it's really hard to get the bolt snap through. So half is about right. And what's wrong on this, what I consider wrong on this spool is the holes are facing each other. So they're in the same line. So the ones that we produced the ISE spools, the hole is not opposite, but it's like in the middle. So the holes on this side would be basically here and here and here, because that gives you more possibilities to lock in the bolt snap. So when you wind up the spool and you're on this side, then you obviously want to lock in on this side, because if you lock on that side, then the spool, you create a bit of slack here, and you can actually see that I can get line loose, right? So if I stay on the side where I was winding on, then if I do this, I cannot get it loose. So that's point number one. So the other thing is, how do I clip? So you see that I'm like in between these two holes here. So if I clip on this one, I get slack in the line. So obviously I stretch it a bit and go in this one. And as the hole's like half filled with line, it's actually locking the bolt snap in place and it doesn't move. So I never lose the spool like that. Obviously now people will tell you that this can happen, but even it takes quite a bit of force to actually do this. So in your pocket, it would really have to do this. You can actually see here that the line's kind of preventing it from going out. So I have to really wiggle it free to finally unlock it. So it's very unlikely. So the second option you have, and I actually hear people telling all kind of things like go from the outside, which is super unpractical. So I do not discuss that in detail here. But what I see a lot of people do, and actually that's not bad. I personally don't like it too much because I think it's a bit of a pain, especially if you dive with dry gloves. They take the line out through one of these holes, and then they put the bolt snap in, and then they do this. So there's no fixed connection, which on the other hand means that everything I showed before, like this automatic unlocking thing, doesn't work at all. So actually it can move freely and it's very unlikely to come loose. On the other hand, it's a bit more effort to lock it away, and obviously also if you want to use it, because you have to fiddle it through here again, which, yeah, I mean, absolutely doable. So it's not a real issue. I personally prefer this one. Again, I'm ending up here in between the holes, so I'm putting a bit of tension on it. and get it in here, and that's fine. But the other option is obviously, especially when you think about warm water cave diving and you don't have thick gloves, then this other version is absolutely doable and something that is actually a good alternative. So lock it in here, wind it around a couple of times, and then lock it back, and then you can also just tuck it away. Probably you want to do another turn here and have it like this so it's a bit closer together, and then that will work as well. Alright, I hope that helped. If you like it, please hit the little like button, and if you have any questions, comments, please put them in the comment section. If you want to discuss these things in more greater detail, then check out the Patreon site. That's a really nice community meanwhile, and that's a bit more private, and I'm answering all the questions there. So if you're interested, check it out. Other than that, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.